Nebraska football just got a silver lining to their tough loss against Minnesota. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul, together with my buddy Aaron. We are the Big Ten guys. Tune in every day for the latest Big Ten news, insights, analysis. If you're a fan of Nebraska or any Big Ten football team, this is the channel for you, so don't miss out. Take just a quick second, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We got a lot more Big Ten content coming. All right, Nebraska fans, it was ugly last night. I watched the game. I felt for you. Aaron and I have both, without a shadow of a doubt, loved the Cornhusker fan base. He's a Michigan State fan. I'm a Michigan fan. But we both have adopted Nebraska as our number 2 Big Ten team because of you guys, Husker Nation. We've really enjoyed doing videos and interacting with you guys in the comments. So we want what's best for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. I know there's not a lot of positive takeaways from it, but give us your thoughts. It's a safe space, and we'll do our best to respond to you guys. But I do want to still take a step back and talk about, there are still a lot of reasons to be positive about this Husker team moving forward. It was a frustrating loss. I think Nebraska had much higher hopes for this season that might not be there after a loss like that. And just a side note, it just makes me sick. I already know the narrative's going to be like, oh, I guess Nebraska was garbage all along because they lost to garbage Minnesota. But if a 5-1 team in the SEC loses to a 4-2 team in the SEC, the narrative is, oh, wow, this 4-2 team was great. Let's make them top 15, and we'll still rank the 5-1 team because they just lost to another great SEC team. SEC's so great, blah, 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 blah. But you already know they're going to dog on Nebraska for it, even though they have a ranked win. And I could rant about this for hours, but I won't. But regardless, there are things to be positive for Nebraska. And one of the big things I saw was Trey Taylor, one of their biggest commits, the guy who's going to be kind of like the heir to Dylan Raiola at Nebraska, came out and said, with all the rumors about Coach Matt Rule, schools have been reaching out, but I just wanted to publicly say I appreciate the consideration and love, but I'm locked N, not in, N with Husker football. And then he also said, any recruits that may be considering Nebraska, I hope this takes away any concerns. To the fan base, go Big Red. And that's huge because this guy is a high-end 4-star, borderline 5-star who's tearing it up in his junior season. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a 5-star by the time he graduates high school. And then you also had Matt Rule this week on the Pat McAfee show saying, Nebraska is a destination job. This is not a stepping stone. This is a final job where you can accomplish everything you want to accomplish as a Penn State coach. I think he's locked into Nebraska. And I think with recruits like Trey Taylor and a couple more, at least a year, probably 2 more years of Dylan Raiola, I don't know why he would consider Penn State. They've already lost a bunch of recruits. I know, the last 20, I was going to say historically, but not historically, but last 15, 20 years, they've been the better program. But right now, Nebraska has a much stronger structure in place than Penn State with all the recruits they're losing, and the way they've been playing garbage this year. I wouldn't want to leave Nebraska for Penn State. And while it was a tough loss yesterday, I still think the future is bright for this program, and I still think they can have a good end of the season and a successful end of the season. But one thing they do need to do that I wanted to mention is they can't just neuter Dylan Raiola like this. I know he threw 3 picks against Maryland, and they hurt, and you got to have a talk with him after the game about protecting the ball and making the smart throws. But it just felt like he was told, you cannot turn the football over. And as a result of that, he ended up taking 9 sacks and just didn't make any of the big plays that we're accustomed to seeing him make. Everything he did was safe, except for that one play where he was falling to the ground and tossed it up but he even completed that one. It was an awesome play, and it just shows like what he's capable of doing if you let him be him. And they didn't let him do that last night, and I think it cost them. And that was a good Minnesota team. Like I said, the narrative is going to be about how garbage they are and how Nebraska's garbage for losing to them. But like that's a 5-2 team. Probably will end up as an 8 or 9 win team on the road. It's a Friday night. Like it's always tough playing on the road with under a full week rest. Like you saw Miami go down to Louisville last night. Like you just never know with games like this, and like that in the media they're going to try to spin it as a bad loss. And obviously you don't want to lose by as like the wheels kind of fell off in the fourth quarter there, but like this is not a bad football team that Nebraska lost to. And then just kind of looking forward at the rest of the season. Like next week, Northwestern, that's going to be an easy W, 6-2. And then USC, I think Nebraska has a really good chance here if they let Raiola be Raiola. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm a Michigan fan. All of last week, I was trying to tell Michigan Nation, be prepared because we're losing this game. Because Michigan has been getting beat by the passing game, and they've been struggling to pass. And that's where USC struggles. They've struggled in their secondary defending the pass, and then they also have been just torching teams through the air. But Nebraska, unlike Michigan, when they let Raiola be Raiola, he can throw for 300 yards no problem, and he can torch a bad USC secondary. And then at the same time, this is one of the best pass defenses in the country. I usually don't talk about gambling on the show, but I had a bet on last night's game. I took the under on Minnesota's quarterback and his passing yards, and that hit easily. It's just a lock every week. This is it, except for the Maryland game. But like this is a great passing defense who I think USC will struggle with, and that's obviously going to be a awesome atmosphere at Nebraska. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up making that a night game, especially if USC beats Notre Dame this week. Like that should be the prime time Saturday night game. But like if they win that, there's no reason they can't beat UCLA and Penn State. We'll see what sometimes teams get kind of like a new coach bump. They start playing harder, and like you've seen it with UCLA. Like that might not be as easy of a game as we thought it could be, but like there's no reason Nebraska couldn't run the table here. They gotta let Raiola be Raiola. There might be a mistake or two along the way. He's still a sophomore, but they gotta be aggressive and they gotta keep playing strong. 10-2, is that good enough to make the playoffs? It might be with wins. I mean, Cincinnati's ranked. USC should be ranked. It wouldn't surprise me if Iowa is ranked by the end of the year. They've been playing some good football. A lot of these teams like Maryland and Iowa, like they should be ranked if it said SEC next to their name instead of Big Ten, they would be ranked. So like this is a tough schedule. 10-2 really could make the playoffs. Even 9-3, like it's not making the playoffs, but it is big time growth under Matt Rule. This program's headed in the right direction. I think Matt Rule's going to stay. I think they're going to continue to hit the portal hard and improve, and you should still be excited for the future and the rest of the season as Nebraska fans. Lots to play for still. Tough loss last night, but I still believe in you, Husker Nation, and I want the best for you. So let me know in the comments what you thought and thoughts on the rest of the season, and don't forget, just like and subscribe on the way out.